Mighty Movie Pod, episode number 103. Hello! How you doing today, Josh?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
We're back in your ear holes with another thrilling edition.
Woohoo!
And
thrilled.
just like we promised,
Well, you will be thrilled.
1 week later.
Yes.
When I said next week, I meant the week, next.
Yeah.
Not the next week.
No.
The week after
The
that.
week after. It takes a week to make a week.
It's like bi-weekly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bi-weekly twice a week or every other week?
Every other week?
Yeah. That's...
I get paid bi-weekly.
Yeah. I only pay you monthly.
That's true.
And Spotify pays us never.
And Spotify will never pay us again.
Never paid us at all.
They took our
They
fucking
took our
money.
$12
Yeah, that
away.
was our $12. We worked real hard for that. We could have gotten a combo meal with that
I know.
and split it.
It's funny. I don't know if we ever addressed it. We did all of that shit talking at the end of the episode. And then I was like, oh, and you're probably going to hear an ad from them. But you didn't, because I was already mad at them.
Yes.
And then I logged into our Anchor portal, which is now Podcasters by Spotify or something.
Yeah, podcast by Spotify.
And they were like, you suck. We're taking away your ambassadorship, and all the money we didn't pay you yet, it just disappears.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, cool. Yeah, it took us a while because it's the CPMs, the cost per mile or whatever. It's per 1,000 listens.
Yeah.
And of course, we get thousands a day.
Every day.
But yeah. Hello.
Hi.
We're back. Like I said we would be. We have a lot to talk about today, Josh.
Oh, we got a lot on the dock.
We do. The doc. We pulled up the doc.
Yeah,
guys.
we got a doc.
That's how serious we've been.
We have a doc now.
And Josh, we're going to tease this a little bit.
Oh.
But remember, I showed you a PowerPoint presentation yesterday.
Did. Yes.
Of a certain strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's rock solid.
It involved money and double money.
It's a rock solid plan.
Dude, it makes sense.
It does.
We have our own, we took inspiration from Disney, and now we have our own roadmap.
Yeah, we have our roadmap ready to go. But we do have a
You heard it right here, folks. We're adapting a fucking
what properties do we
Ultra
own?
Force.
Yeah. What properties do we own? We got to look back in the library.
Yeah.
We're gonna reboot the Tapple Sour podcast, and it's just gonna be us. They would advertise shit at the beginning of their podcast. Good idea. Twitch.tv/MightyFishTV. That's where you can get another dose straight into your veins of the Mighty Movie Boys.
Smash that ring the bell.
We're on there. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Follow the channel and ring-a-ling the bell. Or whatever. I don't know what you do on Twitch. It just happens. Yeah. And we go live on there a lot.
Yeah.
Especially Josh. Mostly me doing back end stuff. Because I'm too hardcore a gamer. People get jealous.
I talk. No one's there. No. I think I comment on it a lot. Like when I was finishing up Jedi Survivor, I was pretty drunk the last couple episodes, and I was like, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. No one's here.
Yeah, Josh just played all the way through Jedi Survivor, and those VODs, the VODs, the video on demand, the recordings of those are going to go up on the YouTube channel shortly. A lot of gigabytes.
A lot of giggle bits.
And
it is a lot of giggles.
Jesus.
It's not.
This has been a weird opening.
I'm really bad at streaming. But I'm consistently bad.
Shh. Josh.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to get people to watch these things.
Oh, yeah. Watch them. I'm very good at what I do. I'm the best video game player alive.
Josh is so good at streaming.
Ninja who?
Yeah, Josh is so good at streaming. He's probably going to start selling gambling products to kids anytime now.
Make a deal with Taki or whatever deal he had. I think Flamin'
He's going to start his own hydration brand. Across the Spider-Verse, we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's a movie that we saw.
We talked about the dock. Talked about the dock and how professional we are, and then we ranted for a while.
Yeah.
We pulled up the dock. We got bangers on deck. We got Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, man.
We've got a couple of Nicolas Cage movies. Yeah. And then we might, no promises, we might talk about The Mandalorian.
Okay.
The third season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
The Boca Raton show.
The Boca Raton show. Yeah. Boca Raton. I got to help Boca Raton get elected to be president of the Mandalorians.
Those are fucking Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Yeah.
Not Boca Raton.
Oh, my God.
That's in Florida.
I just remembered the other day that Kreia in Knights of the Old Republic.
I dropped my thing.
That Kreia in Knights of the Old Republic 2, her Sith name was Darth Treya.
Darth Treya.
As in betrayal.
Darth Treya. Betreya. She's a... Oh.
Yeah.
Darth Undeadu.
Darth Undeadu. Yeah. General Grievous.
Admiral Bad Guy.
Oh, dude. Fucking Darth Maul's brother. God.
Did we ever find out what Hans Gruber's brother's name was?
His
it
name
not
is
Franz
Oppress.
Gruber?
I don't. Oh, God damn it! Hang on, let me look it up.
I interrupted you. But
yeah, his name is something Oppress.
Oh Jesus!
Darth Maul's brother's name is Oppress.
Oppress.
I was like, oh my God.
They're good with names in Star Wars.
Oh yeah. They didn't used to suck. Like, forget. I look up Darth. God damn it. Die Hard with
Franz Gruber.
No, it's not Franz Gruber. I know his name, and it's fucking annoying the shit out of me. Simon
Gruber.
Yeah, because he's playing Simon Says with them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. God damn it. That makes me angry. I should have known that. I love that movie.
But I threw you off.
And I was like,
Franz Gruber.
You said Franz, and I was like, Franz Ferdinand. That's a good band. I miss Franz Ferdinand.
They have that masturbation song, right?
No, that's the Violent Femmes, and it's not about masturbation.
I think that's the Fratellis.
No, it might be the Fratellis. I always thought the Fratellis was a pizza place.
It is.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned.
It's a terrible pizza place.
Is it really?
Most pizza places are terrible. I don't know. I hate to break it to everybody, but your favorite pizza probably blows.
You're the guy that's like, I love pizza now, and now you're like,
I do,
no.
That's because I learned to love pizza because I ate a bunch of good pizza, and now I'm like, dude, pizza sucks. Most pizza blows. Most. 85%.
I disagree with you, and I
think a lot of people are wasting their time.
You're a fool.
They might as well just throw in the DiGiorno.
Bite your tongue. I'm gonna strike you.
A baboli with their
a baboli.
A baboli with their ketchup sauce in the packet. But you gotta add your own cheese.
Oh yeah, let's just all get Lunchables pizzas and microwave them.
You know what?
God damn
Lunchables pizza is probably better than Papa John's.
I'll hear that.
All right.
I'll hear that.
You know what I mean?
You finally said something smart.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, Papa John's is the worst fucking pizza, dude. Papa John's is that pizza.
They have one good pizza, and it's the Shaq-a-Roni.
The Shaq-a-Roni. But like Papa John's general pizza is pizza that you have once and you're like, man, this is pretty good. And then you don't have it for forever. And you're like, man, I haven't had Papa John's in a while. And then you get it and you're like, yeah, this is good. You know what? I'm going to get it again next time. You get it the next time. It's the worst fucking thing you ever had.
Worst shit ever.
And then you do it again and you're like, fuck, this sucks. I'm never eating here again. And then in a couple months, for some odd reason, you're like, man, I haven't had Papa John's in a while. You get Papa John's. You're like, man, this is good. And it's a horrible cycle.
It's a hard cycle.
It's horrible, dude. Papa John's is the worst. Fuck Papa John's.
You heard it here first. Fuck a Papa John.
Fuck Papa John.
I mean, he's been long gone. And
I was
he's mad about it.
Yeah. Papa John Papa John was dethroned.
He's all fucking sweaty and red, and he's like, I've eaten 100 pizzas.
I've eaten 4 million pizzas,
and they've done something to the formula. I'm like, yeah, they probably made it better, and maybe they did, but
I doubt it. They put breakfast sausage on their pizza, dude. That's
I had the sausage. I had the sausage.
Yeah, you did.
one time and I was like, this isn't breakfast sausage. This is just sausage. And then I had it again and I was like, this tastes like breakfast sausage.
I fucking told you. There's like maple sausage, dude. Yeah. That shit's fucking weird.
I think maybe they just like order whatever's the cheapest from their supplier. So like sometimes you get Italian sausage and then sometimes you
get a good Johnsonville sausage on there.
Sometimes you get Jimmy Johnson sausage.
Jimmy Dean.
There you go. Jimmy Dean.
You fucking idiot. Some Farmer John.
Some Farmer John maple bacon. All right. Fuck you. We're going to start the show.
He's so mad.
Let's start. We're going to start this with a block I like to call boo-doo-doo-doo. What the fuck is Nick Cage been up to?
What the fuck is Nick Cage up to?
Yes. Then we'll mark that so we can save that. Because he ain't going nowhere. We watched Renfield.
We did.
Josh, what did you think about Renfield?
I liked it, and I will never think about it again.
Yeah.
That movie was advertised, and I thought it looked like a great, campy, a good February movie, and it was a good February movie. But the thing about the trailer is they literally show you the whole movie, and I thought there might be a little bit more to it. There isn't.
Yeah, if you've seen the Red Band trailer, like that's the movie.
That's the movie.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
And there's some fun to, they don't show all the hamming it up that
No, Nick Cage is really Nick Cage.
Some
is
of the
in
costuming
good
is
Nick Cage
funny.
Form. Yeah.
Some of the beginning stuff with the different, they're running through time with the different aspect ratios. And all that stuff.
His wounded form makeup is fantastic.
Yes.
I thought that was great.
Super
gross.
And then after that, it's the trailers. It gives you nothing more, nothing less. Well, it is the movie as advertised. It doesn't wow. It doesn't disappoint.
No.
It kind of just gives you what you were expecting. And normally I would be like, that's kind of a disappointment. But I mean, that's what I was there for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't regret watching it. I just, it was a movie.
Yeah. It's not like with Dungeons and Dragons where you're like, I hope this is okay. And ends up being fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It just was like, man, this looks like it could be kind of fun. And it was exactly that.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
I love how just over the top the gore is in it. Like, I mean, it's just obviously super fake blood. Like, at one point I was like, I think it's just Campbell's tomato soup.
Yeah.
Because it looks like soup. It doesn't even look like a regular blood squid.
Yeah, they don't go like the Kill Bill route with the spraying. Like, the movie blood that you're used to. It's this real. The color's not right, and there's so much of it. They gotta have to do like
it just
splatters.
Comes out like somebody's firing a super soaker or something like they just have the hoses cranked up to max, and it's just like blood. It's
and it's less squirt, and it's more like blanket.
Gush.
Blanket.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, but like it's good.
It's like a slip and
works.
slide.
Yeah. There you go. It works
like a power washer, dude.
Have you seen? The video game is Splatoon.
Yeah,
it's like that,
but
with
blood.
blood.
Yeah, fake blood.
Yeah,
he impales two guys with their own arms. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's got plenty of parts that are like, I didn't see that in the trailer, but that's like the trailer.
Nick Cage being just so ridiculously cartoonish evil, dude. Yeah. Just such a dick.
I also don't remember from the trailers them showing a lot of Schwartz in the movie. Jason Schwartz? Yeah.
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Because Jason Schwartzman is what you're getting mixed up with all the time.
Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, he was in a couple of the trailers, but I didn't know he was going to play
such a big part.
Yeah. He's like the main antagonist for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Dracula, Nick Cage's Dracula. That was the one thing I will say. When they were doing the throwbacks, like they were showing the Bela Lugosi Dracula and everything, but it was Nick Cage, it was like, wow, he actually does look a lot like Bela Lugosi. That's fucking weird. I never noticed that before. That was pretty cool. But yeah, Ben Schwartz ends up being kind of, oh God, he's such a fucking
such a dickhead. Yeah,
he's such a tool.
He's
such a tool.
Yeah, playing. It's classic Ben Schwartz.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Parks
I can't remember what his
Parks
name
and Rec
is.
sort of behavior.
I can't remember what his. I'm Giorgino fucking DeVito or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah, some New Orleans crime family that he's part of.
They're just, how do you know that's him? And he yells his name out.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, out of the way, I'm so and so.
Yeah.
But he was great. He was great. Just like a super pumped on being a Renfield.
How do you feel about Awkwafina? Because so I've seen her in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah.
And Shang-Chi. And then this. I know she had a more serious role that she got a lot of praise for.
Yeah, I haven't
watched
that.
it.
No, I didn't either.
But I'm like, are we cool with Awkwafina? Can she stay around?
Yeah. Can she be allowed to keep gracing my screens?
Yeah.
No,
I feel like this was one of her weaker performances.
This was definitely one of her weaker performances because I liked her a lot in Shang-Chi, and I liked her in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
I didn't watch all of that, but I did watch a good chunk of it, and I enjoyed her.
Yeah.
I can give or take her, but when she's good, she's really good, and when she's bad, she's pretty bad. And she was pretty bad in this.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. It's not like
her performance is really weird because she's such a funny person, and they tried to give her this super dark backstory, and it's like. So you're tonally all over the place with her because in some points she's just like, oh, I'm so new. She's like a Yosemite Sam kind of angry. And then you find out about her life and everything. And it's just, then she tries to emote with it. And it's like she didn't know where she was supposed to be.
I think that's exactly it. I think this was
but
just
that's the
bad.
whole movie.
I think that was just bad casting because she's supposed to be this like damn, you got this tragic backstory and like you're the straightest laced cop since your dad. But it's like then they remembered that they cast Awkwafina.
Yeah.
So they were like, well, we'll have a couple jokes in there. And you're like, this is weird. Like, what is the like? Yeah, I think it's bad casting.
If they wanted to do the I'm a serious cop with a tragic backstory or whatever, they should have done like Mark Wahlberg and the other guys, because like he managed to still be pretty damn funny in there while being the super straight laced, super serious cop.
Yeah. And this,
because there was a balance.
This is a similar movie where you have to like there are parts where all of a sudden it becomes completely wacky and you have to like suspend your disbelief and all that. But yeah, no, I think it was bad casting and just a bad performance because
I think it was bad direction and not very good or not very strong writing.
No,
not very strong writing.
Because Nick Holt.
Renfield's kind of insufferable
Nick
for
Holt's
most of
so good.
Yes, but he's not very good in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. So what I was going to say is like, he's so good that I think he managed to bring it across the line to acceptable.
Like an Ewan McGregor in the sequels.
But like overall the character and the joke of it ran thin because it was very one-dimensional on the... If you've seen the trailer, it's not just for that joke.
No.
The whole movie is this emotional part, like this abusive
this whole
partner
mental
angle.
Health kind of thing. Yeah. And at the end of the movie, they're
codependency.
They're kind of trying to put it out there like it's like
a moral message.
Like a moral message, and that is something that needs to be addressed. This was not the movie to champion that cause, because it starts off with that and it's played for a laugh, and then they touch back on it briefly in the middle of the movie.
His whole identity.
And then it becomes his whole identity. And then at the end of the movie, it's like this is a thing that we all need to be made aware of. And it's like, you played it for a joke for like 90% of the fucking movie when you brought it up at all. It's like I was saying, like with Awkwafina's character, the movie itself is tonally all over the place. And when they try to double down on the message that they're trying to put out there, that was apparently a message they were trying to put out there, it doesn't land at all, I think
I think I talked to you about it after we were done watching it. I'm like, I wonder if they really were like, this is a message we want to get out there, or if they were like, how do we end this movie? So they brought it back to where it started.
100%, dude. And I agree with you. I agree. I think I agree. I don't remember what I said, but I agree with that idea because it's like they were like, oh, this is wacky and fun, and there's blood and gore everywhere, and oh shit, we forgot to end the movie.
Yeah, we did shit.
We never wrote it.
Wrote here at the end. We said ending to come later.
Yeah, ending? Question mark.
Yeah. It was it was fine.
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I did not regret my hour and a half.
It has its moments, and it doesn't feel like it drags.
No.
Which
I like the way that it looks. It kind of, the way it's shot, the way it's lit, it kind of makes me think of The Mask. The way The Mask looked. And I thought that was a nice throwback to that.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Mid-90s, the cool world.
Yeah, well, I think New Orleans is a setting that you don't see very often, but you're right.
No, as New Orleans. Yeah. Often you see it as someplace else.
Sure. But
like Washington D.C.
Sure, whatever. But like it's set in New Orleans, and fucking you're right. The weird clubs and stuff they go to, and it has it. You're right.
There's a lot of they're not Dutch angles, but they're not Dutch angles. And then like the soft neon lighting.
Yes.
It's not that sharp oversaturated like John Wick or Atomic Blonde.
Neon Demon.
Neon Demon. Yeah, Drive. It's just this weird soft lighting that's going on.
Yeah, well, because there is a look to it. There is a look to it for sure.
It's a pretty cool look. I really liked it. And the cartoonish bad guys, like everybody looks like they fell out of it. I don't know if Renfield was a comic or not. But it feels like the way they made it look. It looks like I told you, I was like, this is like a Max Landis movie if it was good, like I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot, but I also don't care about it, and that sucks to say, but like it was cool, man.
You would think a Nick Cage playing Dracula, goofy, fucking over the top, gory comedy would be like, damn, that's going to be a cult classic. I can't see anybody.
It might.
I see people being like, oh, I remember that movie. It was that was great. But like, I don't think this is like a dude, Renfield, man. That's the shit.
See, and I feel like because you think that, it will end up
right
being that way. Like just because,
and that's fine. Like,
because no, it totally belongs in that area.
Yeah. I think it could have been that, and that's why it's disappointing. I
don't think you ever saw the show Happy.
No.
With Chris Maloney.
No.
Is on Netflix. It was fucking bonkers. It was great. I didn't really care too much for the second season, but the first season was fucking incredible. And I thought I was going to be getting something more along the lines of Happy, which is just bizarre, super violent, and just dark humor. And this was just kind of like an innocent kind of humor.
Yeah.
And with juxtaposed with a lot of gore. And it never, that's the problem with the movie, is it never found its ground. It never found its through line, know? And I brought that up because that's like a cult kind of TV show.
Yeah. The comedy, it doesn't go overly dark because even like he's sitting in that place where he first meets Awkwafina, right?
Yeah.
And like you see the nuns sitting there drinking beer and the group of cheerleaders go by
and
all the
are
shit.
You kidding me?
Yeah, every fucking thing
everything
that he said
on
he
Dracula's
needed,
shopping list shows up on. Yeah.
Because his original plan was the reason he went to the codependency,
the mental health,
or whatever in the first place was
because he was following a guy,
find dickheads, to take to Dracula because he wanted to be better.
Well, when he first went in there, he says it when he goes to the first meeting. He was going to grab the one guy because he thought he was a dick, and then he went into the meeting with him, and then just started going to the meetings.
Yes,
and then his idea changed to like, well, I'm going to grab that guy's boss,
their abusers,
that guy's that lady's boyfriend, or
but Dracula's like, these people are trash.
These people taste like shit.
I need I need virgins. I don't care the gender.
Yeah, I don't care the gender. I eat everybody. It was a great joke.
And like after
all the dark humor comes from him.
Yeah, after that, it was like nothing. The movie was okay.
Yeah.
But there are some people, you're right. There are going to be some people that are like, wow, how great.
One of the things that I really, really love is that they don't explain anything.
No.
They're just like, he says at one point, I get my power from eating bugs. I take their life force. Don't worry about it. It's complicated. Yeah.
Yep. They don't explain anything.
Yeah.
You haven't seen The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, huh?
No. You bring this up a lot.
All the time.
I think it's on, is it on HBO right now?
Maybe. I'm sure it's somewhere.
Cause I've seen it somewhere. I have to watch it. The other day we were hanging out for a little bit and I almost said, dude, do you know where to find that? Because I'll watch that right now. Like, I keep forgetting to watch it is what it boils down to.
Because as fun as it is to see him ham it up as Dracula and be a fucking idiot, I feel like the comedy in that is like so on point. It's so much better than like he's Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And it's wacky because he's playing himself.
Yeah. Well, Pedro Pascal has incredible comedic timing, and then Nick Cage has really good comedic timing.
I think that's a movie that's going.
And
to
I've
be
seen
a
clips from
classic.
it, and it makes me laugh, dude, because they have a very good chemistry together on screen.
Yeah, it's good, but you know what's not so good, Josh? We watched another Nicolas Cage
I begged you
movie.
not to talk about this.
Hey, well, things could be worse, I guess, right? So, I think this came out in 2019.
Yeah, we could have watched Out of Death.
We could have. Wait, Out of Death.
That was the Bruce Willis one.
Oh, that's right, Out of Death.
The actual geezer teaser.
The real geezer teaser. This felt more like this guy
tried to make a movie.
The director had made a self produced I looked into it. I don't know why I was obsessed with this movie.
I looked into it a little bit.
He made his own self-produced feature, probably straight out of film school or something like that. And I think it did okay. So somebody threw money at him, right? And then after this movie, I forgot it was a Redbox movie. So I totally forgot the Redbox logo was there. So after this movie, he's directed some television and stuff like that, right? So this was like a stepping stone.
He did an episode or two of that show SEAL Team with Josh Brolin.
Yeah. So anyway, not so much a geezer teaser, but definitely like Redbox went to him. He had a little success with his self-produced movie, and they were like, "Hey, make us an action movie and get us some names." And the easiest go-to the back in those days,
the guy who's not going to say no to anything,
Nick Cage, and then oddly enough, Lawrence
Fishburne, Barry Pepper, Leslie Bibb, Peter Fasinelli, another guy who probably won't say no to anything because no one fucking remembers him at all. He was the bully and Can't Hardly Wait, and I think that's the only thing anyone remembers.
And and the reason we say it's one step above, it's definitely a straight to video because Redbox literally produced it.
That's all they do. Yeah.
But the names they got are in the whole movie.
Yep.
It's not a section like Bruce Willis. Then there's some no name or some has-been that carries the rest of the nonsensical movie in a warehouse or whatever.
The Steven Seagal movies where he's on the box and he's the main thing and he's there for the first 5 minutes of the movie and then he shows up occasionally while some other Eastern European dude beats shit out of everybody.
Yes,
or Ryu from Street Fighter.
Ryu from Street Fighter. Anyway, it's a movie about fucking running drugs.
And that's all it is.
And it's very meticulous.
Yes.
And wants to show you that whole process.
You watched the entire process. I learned a lot about you want to know how to get drugs through Mexico. I'm pretty sure I could help you out.
It's good, dude. From harvesting to raw cocaine, coca leaves, to raw cocaine, to cutting, to muling, to crossing borders, to distribution, it's like that's the movie.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I don't think I needed it in my movie.
No, I was starting to fall asleep. But like I said, the way it's shot, the minimal dialogue, it makes me think of like Sicario. Like this was his shot at doing a Sicario or
there are moments that are actually tense.
No Country for Old Men came to mind too. There are moments that are pretty tense, yeah.
But it's undercut a little bit by the fact that every transfer to the next character, and Nick Cage is always there, following the train.
You're getting, what you do is you are introduced to a bunch of different characters, and you get all of their sides of this story. So there's like a little bit of crash going on there too, you know, or
Did we say the name of the movie, Running with the Devil?
Running with the Devil.
Okay,
Yeah. I think so.
All right. It's a
If not, the movie's called Running with the Devil.
It's a Redbox movie. We watched it on Hulu.
Yeah, we watched it on Hulu. But yeah, dude, the writing's not very good, and the pacing's all over the place, and like they try to give you these emotional backstories to every character, but like the writing's bad and it's minimal dialogue and everything, so it's weird. Like Leslie Bibb's sister overdoses on drugs. That's what sets her off. She's the agent in charge.
Yeah,
there's a bit of Smoking Aces in there too, where everybody like gets the Smoking Aces and Guy Ritchie movies where everybody gets their cool nickname title, and you don't know their actual names. The
dumbass who was hanging around with Lawrence Fishburne. What the fuck is his name?
Adam Goldberg.
Adam Goldberg. Right.
I love that guy.
So do I. So yeah, you get some of that with him especially, but they open the movie with, and it's so cheap, and I fucking hate it. I think I talked about it when I talked about Dr. Sleep. I'm actually like, it's like this was not an egregious thing, but it's one of the one little content trigger warning things that I don't like in movies. It usually has to do with kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a super cheap, like we see this girl and she's just brushing her teeth and eating cereal, and then you're like, she's going out to the bus stop, but she's still wearing her pajamas.
And then they open the school bus door, and she's like, I can't wake them up.
Mom and dad fucking overdosed, and spoiler alert, Lawrence Fishburne's cutting all the cocaine with fentanyl.
Yeah, he's recutting the already cut.
Yeah, because he's addicted to fentanyl now.
Because he's addicted to fentanyl. And he's just like, yo, dude, what if I just combine the fentanyl? He just keeps giving it to hookers.
And they keep dying, and he's like, damn, I got to get the cut right.
And he's like, once I get the cut right, the hookers stop dying.
And these are the most entertaining parts of the movie.
Yeah, just him and Adam Goldberg and him and all his hookers and just being a complete idiot
it's so good. But then we cut to Nick Cage, who got a call from Big Boss.
Yeah, Big Boss.
He's like,
Barry Pepper.
Your shit's fucking showing up overcut or short.
We're short stuff, and they figure out.
So we goes down the whole supply chain. We see every pass off. He's there at every turn, testing it, seeing what's going on. But the problem is that every pass off, and here's how it would have been different. Other than the farmer, which like that actor was very good. Like he had to shoot those guys. He's all fucking nervous.
They were cool as shit. That was where a lot of the tension came from, was the farmer's part, dude. Yeah. The farmer was cool as shit.
All the mules after that, it was like they're all degenerates. They're all the same character.
Yeah, they're all the same dude.
Like, all right, this one's gay. Yeah, this one's gay. This one's this one's a disgusting pervert.
Yeah.
This one, but they're all just a bunch. And I mean, they are drug mules. Yeah. But like, there was not a lot of variety when it came to that.
No,
right? So
there was this kind of like, well, okay, so it's this guy, because you were even like, oh, he's the one stealing shit.
He's the one stealing shit.
Because that's why he's putting in the air conditioning vent and stuff. And then we're like, and then you find out it's not him, and then you move to the next guy.
The problem is that they skip steps because they put a whole pallet of cocaine on a boat.
Yeah.
And then we immediately jump to one guy with a backpack
driving a fucking truck that we thought
had the pallet on it.
Had the pallet on it, but no, he's only got like a backpack's worth of fucking coke on him.
And like we're talking like a backpacker's backpack.
Yeah,
it's a lot
like
of
a hiker.
coke.
Yeah, it's a lot of coke because it's
a
I know.
Yeah.
No,
that's the thing, and that's why this guy, this director, he wrote and directed it. So he must have been very obsessed with learning about this shit, because he's also putting in titles on the screen after every pass off what the price per kilo is.
Yeah. The closer it gets to America.
Well, and it went all the way to Canada, by the way.
Oh, yeah. The closer it gets to Canada, the more the price value goes up.
Yeah.
And then when we find out who's been short shifting everybody, and He gets his comeuppance. I thought that part was really dope, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? The pork's missing? Sauce. Hang on. No, it's cool. No, hang on. And you just watch him glaring at him through the window. We're like, oh, here it comes.
Yeah. And two, I mean, it would have been a little short, but also he got that one brick stolen too.
Yeah, that one brick got stolen. And
yeah.
But yeah, basically.
Yeah, you find one guy who fucked up, but then like you find the big fuck up later. Right?
Yeah. It took too long to get to that point.
And then also there was the weird the other agent. What's his fucking name?
Peter Fasinelli.
Peter Fasinelli.
I hate that I remember him. I don't know why.
He's hanging out. Fine. He's just hanging out at a Mexican
hanging out looking
checkpoint.
He's
right?
hanging out looking like fucking Chris Evans in the fucking Gray Man.
He's hanging out at a checkpoint, right? And like clearly, like one of the, and this is military. One of the Mexican military guys, they have these notes that they hand off, and everything has certain ribbon on it, so they like know what's
ribbon and a stamp, a specific stamp.
Yeah, a specific stamp and all this, and like the new kid is like losing his mind. The bus driver hands him the thing, so he knows not to fuck with that certain bag, right? Mm-hmm. But then they show like that they like interrogate and torture him. I'm like, how did they know?
Yeah.
How did they know?
Yeah.
And then it never comes back. It gets them 0 leads. They basically are behind, and I get that that's probably the point. Especially Leslie Bibb has that little monologue at the end that the war, yes, we all know drugs won the war on drugs.
Drugs won the war on drugs. You're never gonna win the war on drugs. Oh god, but the back to what I was saying about her character earlier, just real quick.
Okay.
This is her sister and her niece. And she goes, where's the child? The child. Where's the child? And I'm like, where's my niece?
I steamrolled past that part, yes.
Where's my niece?
That was her niece, and we find out the parents were her. But, like, it's very confusing because she walks in. It's like, she's going to throw up.
Like, she's all jacked up about it. And then you figure out, that it's her sister.
But she refers to the niece as the
child. Where's the child?
And I was like, oh, she doesn't know them? And then she goes, Auntie. And I'm like, oh, she does know them.
Yeah.
This is confusing.
Yeah, it was fucking weird, man.
Yeah. And then there was that spot in Death Valley where they were jumping out of the airplane with the coke. And I was like, why did they change how they were color grading this halfway through?
Mid-scene.
Right in the middle of this sequence.
It goes from natural lighting or natural
basically more warm desert tones sunlight, you would expect.
And then he lands and everything's gray.
CTB fucking gray, cold, like very cool, very cold blue.
For no reason.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
They just do that. They just do that. We thought they were doing day for night, but the more you watch the movie, it's not day for night. They just suddenly shifted. He just likes the look of that.
Yeah, inconsistent and weird color grading.
It was weird, dude.
It was weird enough when it was like certain scenes seemed like why are we doing this? But when it happened right in the middle of one, it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you had to back it up. Did you see that? It changed colors.
I thought I was losing my mind.
I was looking down real quick, and I looked up, and I was like, oh, what? Why? And then I was like I was like, maybe it's the passage of time, like it took him, like he jumped out, but he had to walk to him, so he's wearing a sweater now.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's in there with the guy color grading it, and he's like, what is this fucking warm desert shit? I want it to be cooled, the nice cool blue. And he's like, dude, we've got all these like these shots of like sun rays and stuff. We can't do that. And he's like, well, then after the sun rays, then do it.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's a weird movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
All right.
Yay.
You can have a liquid aloha.
Yo.
I guess my point was to show that it could be worse when it comes to Nicolas Cage movies, but I gotta tell you, for all the weird faults of this movie, I found it oddly compelling. It was boring, and it was excessive.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, I want to see these goddamn drugs get all the way to Canada. And there was a twist along the way.
Yeah.
You can't kill me so easily by pushing me off a cliff. I'm Nick Cage.
Big deal. I'm Alvin Schwang. Oh God. Yeah, no, it was. And that was the only time that Nick Cage was Nick Cage in that movie, was when he was
when he revealed he was still alive. Yeah.
And then he's just hamming it up every time he's walking around on the crutch. It's just like,
his crutch acting. Ooh, magnificent.
And I was like,
he should have a class.
I was like, man, I've been on crutches. I never fucking acted like that.
His crutch.
There's everything he has. Oh God, watching him shoot
the gun with the crutch.
Shoot the gun with the crutch, and he's like, yeah, bang.
God, it was so good.
It was like watching an old grandma in like a Happy Gilmore, or like in Hot Fuzz when she's like, eat lead, fucker.
Yeah.
She's like, bah, 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 bah. But she's holding it like an old lady. That's how he's holding the gun. He's like, oh, I got you.
Oh my God. I'm glad you remind me of Crutch Gun.
Yeah, Crutch Gun was hilarious. It's not, the gun's not in the crutch.
No,
but
he could just stand without the crutches, but he leans into both crutches and does this weird.
He like hugs the crutches to his body and holds the gun like kind of like a feeble little boy would.
Yeah.
You know, and it's I'm like, why would you do that? Why didn't you just one crutch and then pop? Like, you know. I'm gonna tell you, Ryan, when I shot a guy when I was on crutches, no.
Didn't do that at all.
No, I fucking manhandled that shit. No, I gotta agree with you. Like, I don't like the movie at all. I fell asleep at a certain point and then woke up. And then, but
I think it's I was laughing so hard with him pushing him off the cliff.
Yeah, you laughed really hard at that. And I backed it up to watch. Yeah, no. I watched a flashback of it. Yeah, later on, and I was like,
I'm gonna take my chances.
Bye bye. But no, there were parts of it that I was like, see, this is good. I see why they let you do this.
Yeah,
you know.
They put money into it. Except for the one strip club, they didn't get any extras for some reason.
Where it was just
him.
Yeah, it was just the pervy truck driver who just wanted love.
True.
He wasn't even being like a sick pervert or nothing.
No, you're right. I called him a pervert, but no.
Well, see, I thought you might have been talking about Lawrence Fishburne too.
Well,
yeah, he's like a super pervert.
That
man has a lot of problems.
It was a little, it was. I would say it was almost excessive, but it was entertaining.
The long time lapse of him having sex with the hookers, and he just walks up and just starts like dry humping her.
He's like, I'm not. He's like, Lawrence Fishburne's like, I'm not showing my ass.
Yeah.
So they're like, just go dry hump her with your boxers on.
Yeah. She's not even gonna. Yeah, they don't even like simulate it or anything. He just walks up and presses his crotch into her butt.
And it's funny. It wasn't even for over to like add nudity, because like a lot of the shots they were like covering the girls up, and most of them. And so I'm like, this is just to show that he's a fucking pervert.
That he's a fucking degenerate. Yeah.
And then like we said, he just keeps feeding this disgusting fentanyl-laced cocaine to these girls, and they keep dying. He's like, damn.
That was it. Damn.
Damn it.
I'm telling you, man, this shit is hot, dude. It's a hot shit. Once I get the cut right, though, it's going to be good.
It's going to be the best.
I'm going to change the game out here. I'm talking about a whole new kind of addict. And Adam Goldberg's like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit, I need some of this.
They're arguing over this while there's two dead hookers just sitting in the bed, you know? And they're like, oh, man, the girls are dead. What do we do? And then he's like, I'm telling you, this coke is off the chain. You know?
I got to go do some shit. I got to go
to my daughter's piano recital. So you got to take care of the hose.
Yeah, and then that's when I was like, dude, this movie might be all right. And then Adam Goldberg fucking just like losing his mind with the two dead hookers in the car, and like there's cops right there. Like, he has no situational
There's
awareness.
this weird like Fargo-esque kind of joke going on with
him,
and it's so good. And then all of that just disappears, and then it turns into this very long, dry process.
Yes.
And that's where the movie really drags.
Yeah,
dude.
no,
that whole part is where it falls
You're
apart.
completely right. And then, but like, I found it oddly compelling because I'm like, what's gonna what's the next step?
No, I was with you because like I said, we were talking. We're like, oh, this is the guy that keeps fucking up. No, okay, no, it's this guy that keeps. Oh, this is where he fucks up. This is where you know what? Maybe he didn't fuck up. He just got screwed over by this guy. You know, and oh, that's gonna suck when he gets caught because they're gonna think he's fucking off. You know, but no, you know, then you find out who the guy really is, and if it's fucking, it just. And then after that, there's still like 9 more steps. Yes. And I was just like, oh my God.
Dude, they're in like Seattle, and you're like, thank God. And they're like, well, we haven't done the hike yet.
Yeah.
The snowmobiles. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's like it's like they gave him too much money.
Yeah. Well, no, the budget was probably, I don't know. Yeah. It seems, I don't think anything went wasted. He used every dollar. He made the movie he wanted to make.
His reach out exceeded his grasp.
Did we need Columbia to fucking Toronto? I say that was too far.
Columbia to San Diego, Columbia to LA.
Right. After Death Valley, it should have been like, then the Lawrence Fishburne shit should have started. Yeah. But like, I think there was like 2 more things that happened in between that.
Yeah. Yeah. He has the argument with the fucking the ex-wife.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the weird cutting over to Adam Goldberg and everything like that was going to be like, I get that they were like, you're right. They were trying to establish that they were losing this fight the whole time.
Like every time you think they're like, oh, there's a little bit of tension, and it's just like they've got nothing.
And then nothing happens. Yeah. And that was the problem, was way too often too much of nothing. Too much of nothing way too often.
Yeah. I think I just realized that as we were talking. I was like, how come they had the agents but nothing ever happened? I was like, probably because I'm like, I listened to her monologue at the end. Yeah. I was like, they were trying to show that, like, and that's with the plane taking off and all of that, where they're like, sorry, lady, fuck off. This is Canada. I think they were just showing like you'll never fucking kill Detroit. Right? Detroit will always win. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you got movies like Casino and Goodfellas and the Nice Guys and Heat, and stuff like that, where all of these steps are done very concise and the agents really matter to the story. We spent way too much time with Nick Cage following. Mm-hmm. Like, once we figured out who was fucking screwing up with their shipments, we should have cut over to the agents investigating it and trying to push forward. It's just randomly they show up and they're just like, oh, we've got the evidence, and it's like, where'd you get that from? How did you, like you said earlier, like he calls that fucking soldier in and he just looks at him and he's like, recognize this? Guess what?
Takes it out of his pocket. And I was like, how did you know that?
How'd you know that was there? Yeah. How did you pick up
what,
on that?
and what did it accomplish?
So those you could have like done things scenes like that where it doesn't do anything, where it's like, fuck, it's, they keep losing, but it's like you only address them losing towards the very end of the movie at the airport.
It was like that scene, and then it was ruined by him being like, ha, caught you. Yeah. So then even they won then even.
Yeah, see, and that was the thing, was it was like, oh shit, well, they got him now for sure, and then they don't have anything. Nothing happens.
Then Nick Cage is in the story proper, not just following along when Adam Goldberg, him, and Fishburne are together, right? So... don't remember anybody's name, and not only that, a lot of people didn't have names; they had titles.
Yeah, they all had titles.
It's like the cook, the boss, the agent,
the man, the agent in charge, the special agent, the child, the executioner.
So that when they got together, then he's like piecing all together all the bullshit that's been going on, and it's just like, I'm just gonna fix this.
Yeah,
and I'm like, cool, all right. I don't know. I found it oddly compelling. It's not a great movie, but for a red box, could be geezer teaser.
Yeah.
That was much better than it had any right to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a guy who was oddly obsessed with one part of drug dealing.
Yeah,
which is like the muling. But
it's like playing Dungeons and Dragons with a guy who has clearly done his research on fucking
like medieval baking.
Type of moss. Yeah. It's like, fuck, man.
You don't know how foraging went back.
Exactly. Let me tell you the actual process of using a sawmill powered by water, And, oh my God.
The earliest men knew that putting out grain smashed up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, it did feel a bit
I crit the DM.
Yeah, I can't believe the longest discussion of this episode so far has been
running with the devil.
Running with the devil.
We had a lot to talk about. Anyway.
But there you go. That's our do the jingle.
What the fuck is Nick? Fuck.
Do it again.
What the fuck is Nick Cage up to?
There we go. And that's what he's been up to. So, the time has come.
The time has come.
The people have been waiting.
The people have spoken.
Patiently.
Spoiler warning. Yeah.
Now. Spoiler warning. I'm probably going to put it in the title of the episode because I don't want to hear it.
I don't either.
Spoilers. The entire discussion. There's not going to be, let's give you our thoughts. I mean, sure, the question will be asked.
Yeah, Ryan.
That might be spoiler free.
No, right now, Ryan, what did you think of Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, what did you think?
It's fucking one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, done. That's it. Spoilers from here on out.
Yes.
It's
shut up. Get off the internet. Watch the movie.
Go to the theater.
Go to the theater.
No, it's incredible for an animated film. It's an incredible film in and of itself. Yeah. It's an accomplishment. Everybody should be very proud. Everybody who worked on that movie, from the actors, directors, writers, animators. It is wow.
It is once again another Lord and Miller movie where I'm just like, what the fuck was Solo about?
Yeah, right. What would Solo have been like if notorious hack Ron Howard wouldn't have taken over?
I'm like, what did they do? What did they do that was so bad?
They wanted it to be good.
Like, yeah.
And Kathy Kennedy was like, how dare you?
I don't get it.
How dare you?
We're
making Rogue
Where's
One right
Chewbacca?
Now. Yeah, where's the Wook?
Where's that Wook?
How
does this tie into the rebellion?
Well, I agree with you. Let's stay on track with this.
Yes.
That's a story that will never be told because guess what? Disney owns that. So we just have to speculate.
Release the Lord and Miller cut.
Yeah, do it.
#, you cowards.
From what I understand, they parted ways because they were like, they don't want to let us make the movie.
Too many production
and
notes.
then went and made these two movies.
Went and made these two absolute fucking bangers, dude. It exceeds the sequel, the first film, and it does everything a sequel should. It exceeds the first film, doubles down on everything in the best kind of ways. It's so fucking good. I love the way this movie begins. I love what comes after the credit, after the opening title. I love when you finally get to the trailer bits, the
Spider-Verse.
The Spider-Verse. When you go and you meet the spider crew.
When you're in Neo, what the hell is it?
Nueva York.
Right?
York, yeah.
Whatever. I don't know.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Like
yeah.
Let's say Neo York.
It's from 2099.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was getting a kick out of it watching that, where I was like, man, Nueva New York looks a hell of a lot better than it did in the 2099 books. And then they got to the underground and I was like, oh, there it is.
There we go.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, that looks like shit. That's the way that's supposed to look like. That's the way it looks like in the comics.
Yeah, you're expecting. They did a good job with marketing the movie because like you're expecting all that. You're expecting all that shit nonstop. You're just like, it's gonna be all these spiders and all this, but it starts with a very personal look at the two characters we last saw.
Yeah.
In the first one, and we start with Gwen, and we hadn't seen her world too much.
Yeah.
So
we knew it was a watercolor type of look from the first film, but you spend a large chunk of time. You spend it's the first 20 minutes, first 30 minutes.
A while.
It's a long. It's a 2.5 hour movie. And you spend the first like 30 minutes, I think, with Gwen and her dad.
And the what's going on at the MoMA or whatever. Wherever the hell they were.
Yeah. You get her the little punk band and everything.
You get her mood. You find out about her Peter Parker.
Yeah, the soundtrack is different in that. It's a lot more rocky, a little more indie,
a little indie rock, a little pop punk, a little this, and it was a cool little break, especially because then it was awesome when it was like in cut to Miles, and we get that classic, that classic like cool hip hop, that thing, fucking. Soundtrack everybody loved from the fucking first one.
Oh yeah.
And it's just It was a great way to open that
and
movie.
what I loved was it's such a sharp contrast once you cut to Miles from her thing. Because it's you get the much more New York that everything looks much more real and believable and everything. It's not as
moody and because the watercolors and stuff change with the mood of the emotion, scene with the mood. Stuff.
Yeah, the tone of the hues change tone with the mood of the characters or just
the tone of the scene.
The tone of the scene, and it's so cool. I love the way that they do that. Like when she's angry, there's this red that's dominating, and her dad's in blue. But they're both in silhouette. And then when she runs in for the hug, it just meshes, and it's gorgeous. Oh God, I fucking love that movie. That was such a great beginning. I love the beginning of that movie so much. And then it's such a sharp contrast because they do the titles, and it's Gwen's kind of theme going, and then halfway through, it doesn't even melt in. It just turns into Miles' theme, and then boom, hard cut to New York. Yeah. And it's you get the hip hop going on and stuff, and that's how the whole movie
doing
is,
proper
dude.
Spider-Man stuff, talking about his new suit that they make jokes about the whole time.
The whole time, are you bleeding from the armpits, man? What's happening to you?
Yeah,
so good. One of my favorite scene with Miles is at his dad's promotion party. They're in that little scaffolding, that little
water tower,
the little water tower gazebo kind of thing, and they're just looking out over New York, and it's him and his mom, and they're having this real heart to heart kind of moment. I loved that scene. I thought that was great. This movie starts out with so much character development for both Gwen and Miles, and you get a lot more action with Gwen in her 30 minutes than you do with Miles. Miles is just straight up. It's just him and his dad and his roommate. He a little bit swinging around. He fights.
Yeah, we're introduced to the spot.
We're introduced to the spot and stuff, but it's over really quick, and you jump in, and then it's just him in plain clothes talking to his dad and his mom,
just
and
struggling.
You get a lot of their dynamic because he's growing up, and they're not sure how to deal with a teenager really, and he's not really living with them, which I feel like plays an aspect to everything because he's at the dorm most of the time. I loved it. I loved the whole beginning of this movie. I could go on and on and on about the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
Gwen shows up, and then there's this weird tension between the two of them. Like she's lying
something's
to him.
Going on. Yeah. You can tell something's going on.
Yeah.
And it was, and as I'm watching it, I'm just kind of like, and more and more things about the Spider-Verse start to reveal themselves. The more I was like, there's a reason nobody's talking about fucking Miles, right?
Yeah.
It's always Peter. It's always Peter this and Peter that and everything. And I was just kind of like, he shouldn't be there. And they and the spot talks about that he brought that spider from a different universe.
Yeah.
Universe 42.
Universe 42, yeah.
Yeah. So things seemed not on the up and up from the start, but then as things are revealing themselves and there's that weird tension going on, you're like, he's a fuck up or something, right?
Yeah.
He's a mistake.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what ends up
happening, but I still don't entirely believe that he's a mistake.
Rewatching the first movie,
again
after this, I was like, I don't think fucking Miguel's whole rundown of the situation is not how it went down.
Miguel's completely out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, Miguel's rundown of Peter saved you and that's why you died. I was like, bruh, he saved him and then went to go do the thing, and fucking the Green Goblin held him down until fucking everything exploded.
Yeah.
I don't see how saving Miles had any impact on that situation. But, things are dynamic in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and like I said, Miguel's a dick.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's also a dick.
No, his rundown of the situation and explaining everything, nothing in the movie seemed overly dumb. No. I think calling them canon events is a little, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little on the nose, but.
Well, there's a lot of on the nose in the first one too and everything.
Sure.
So it's,
But, they kind of went for it, mixing live action shit with the animation.
That was really cool. seeing Donald Glover as the Prowler from the Tom Holland universe,
which we never even saw him as the Prowler.
We're never going to, but obviously he became the Prowler.
Yeah,
and he's just locked up, and they don't even pretend. They don't try to mesh him with the animated world or anything like that. Like he's just straight up a dude.
Just a guy. When they show all the things, you see like a bunch of animation happening, and then you're like, "When there's Tobey Maguire with Uncle Ben,
and there's Andrew Garfield, and
whatever."
It's great,
it's
man.
Like, cool. All right, I'm down. Whatever, dude.
I didn't see any of the Tom Holland though.
No, I think only the reference.
Only the reference during Gwen's thing. Yeah,
but again,
he's already on the wizard and the little nerd.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna watch it like 100 more times, so we'll see what we can catch.
Exactly. No, this is a movie that's got a bunch of shit going on that you can catch in the background.
Yeah, that's just fun. We don't need to make 45-minute YouTube videos breaking down every Easter egg. It's just fun if you catch it.
I did see a short on YouTube that was this, and it's there's this creepy smiley kid that I have never paid any attention to, but he's got glasses and he's just like, it's just terrifying grin on his face. And he shows up in Across the Spider-Verse, and when Miles stops the guy trying to steal the sneakers, he walks by and he gives the dude like a pat on the chest or something like that, and he kind of pans with him. And then they cut, and in the short, they cut back to the scenes he's in Into the Spider-Verse in the first one, and he's in like 3 or 4 scenes. He goes to school with him. And it's just, he's still just got that terrifying grin on his face, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
see, that kind of shit like is fun.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about like you don't know.
Yeah.
You might not know.
You didn't.
I don't know. I guess it's just the TikTok shit, right? Did you? It's that robot voice. I can hear it in my head. Did you know?
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Some of those are pretty cool when they have actual facts that I didn't know. But then they're just like, did you know that Miles Morales was
Darth Vader was actually Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars movie game things? I'm like, fucking kill me. Very deep.
Very deep.
I forgot where we're at. That shit is fun because, like, I guess people will try to guess what villain that is, right? And in this world, there's plenty more to go, but I'm like, no. Peter had already had the whole gang, right?
Yeah.
Kingpin, fucking Green Goblin, and
but all we know is that Kingpin and Green Goblin and Doc Ock exist.
Yeah.
And obviously the Spot exists because of Miles.
Yes, because of the shit that went down with Miles.
And dude, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
When I heard his voice and his performance in the liquor store and everything, I was like, oh, he's going to be kind of a wackier version of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, but
Max.
Hang on. Oh my God, I feel like such a fraud right now. G-Man, Gideon Graves.
Gideon Graves.
Let's just say Gideon.
Fuck it. I thought he was going to be a more wacky version of Gideon. No, by the end of that movie, he's terrifying.
When he's turning into more Spot than man, he starts getting pretty crazy.
Dude, he's kind of sinister at the particle collider, but he's still quipping. He's still got jokes. And then after all of that, he's like, I'm going to take everything from you, you know? And it was just like, oh. And his whole, like, just the way he looks in that scene where it's all, like, staticky and fucking black and just looks like a big inky spot. It's so
animation
good.
In every part of this movie.
It really establishes a mood, the animation. Just... It is, but because I praised it from the first one, just doing the crazy camera angles and the speed and the kinesis of it.
Yeah, the energy.
The energy in it. And in this one, they go beyond just that. They're using the hues of every scene. It's not just in Gwen's because it happens late. It happens when they go to the Indian New York. That was incredible, dude. Like they're just.
This movie is
Depp from fucking Deadpool is the voice of Pator.
Pator. I can't remember, but yes.
Pator Prekor or what? I can't remember.
Whatever.
God
yeah.
Damn it, dude. I wish I could remember his name because I loved him. I thought
he was
great.
super good.
He was
super
incredible.
duper good.
Yeah. Because I'm like naturally buff, but I don't want to look too cut.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
don't want to be too cut. My hair is super great. And like he has his hair out of his mask. It's really good.
Oh, God. His costume's really cool.
It's very cool.
It's so
It's that Bollywood style.
Yeah, it's that Bollywood. It's just opulent, dude.
Yeah.
It's so over the top. It's so great. He uses a yo-yo.
Yeah.
I thought that was super dope. Yeah, such a cool fucking movie, dude.
It never stops.
No.
Like, all right, we already said spoilers. I was like, all right, this movie's been going on a long time. I'm down to sit here another hour and have this wrap up.
Dude. If this is how I spend my entire day, I'm here to watch a 4-hour
But I know
movie.
this movie's not like 4 hours long.
No.
So
there's a point where I was just like, oh, there's gonna be another. They're leading into a sequel.
It ends with a hard to be continued.
Yeah, and man, what a cliffhanger!
Yeah.
What a cliffhanger, dude.
Miles G. Morales is very intriguing. That shit is fucking cool as shit.
So fucking mean.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
They're gonna torture Miles, dude.
Yeah, I was so confused because his
Prowler's just ignoring him. His uncle's just ignoring him the whole time.
Yeah,
and then his mom's acting weird. Yeah.
And then his uncle's like, all right, you fucking weird ass.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of like just.
Then you find out his dad died, not his uncle. And it's just like he's in the wrong universe.
Gets taken down by the Prowler. Like, who could it be? And I was like, all right, I'm like, I get what's going on. But,
yeah, it was really good.
But,
no, because I remember.
And having a different voice actor for him too.
And when she breaks into his apartment, his room, I was just like, "That's not his fucking."
The way
room.
that was cut, she's
I was
watching.
like, was she there? Yeah.
Like she's watching this whole thing go down because she had told him not to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And you're thinking she's watching this whole thing go down, but then you realize that she's just sitting there waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
And he never does.
Yeah.
There
was a certain point where I think when she got into the window, I went, "Oh fuck," out loud in the theater. I was like, he's not there. He's in the wrong universe. And he's in the wrong universe because it read the DNA from the spider.
The spider that they took.
DNA.
Yeah. And there's no Spider-Man in that universe because they stole the spider, which is why it's pretty funny. But it's like crime is crazy.
Yeah.
Even though there's other fucking
their New York is on fire and shit. But I feel like we're living in that old school Tobey Maguire type of Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield type of Spider-Man where he's the only guy.
I'm the only dude.
That's it.
Like I said, it never stops. It's just so good.
No.
And then the balls to just, and I can't, this shit, we saw it maybe a week after it came out. The fact that I didn't hear about this at all, they kept that under wraps, and it ends with a to be continued. That's some balls right there.
Really,
and I'm not mad about it.
No.
I'm like, all right, yes, take your time. I want to see where this goes.
No, I love the joke that Miguel is the only Spider-Man that isn't funny.
Yeah.
He's just annoyed all the time. One of my favorite jokes right before the chase actually begins is when the guy comes in, he's got the Doc Ock arms, and he's right in front of you, and he's running behind that guy, and they're just getting ready. He's like, what do I got something on me? What? And they're like, stop Miles,
Yeah.
he's right there, turn around.
Yeah. They did the meme again, which was fun.
You.
I mean, I'm for it. Even though now this is the third time they've used it in a movie, because they did it at the end of Into the Spider-Verse. They did it with Toby and Andrew Garfield and him, where they all pointed at each other. And now they did it again with every Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's got to stop.
That's the last one, guys.
It has to be. Yeah. You don't get to keep doing it.
I was in it because it played into Miles Morales, get him.
Well, yeah, because he stopped Spider-Man, and everybody was like, "Oh!"
And that I felt like was a little bit of a tell as well when they were like Miles Morales, he's the only Miles Morales.
Yeah, he's the only. He is
not the only Miles Morales, but the only Spider-Man Miles Morales, right?
Yeah, he's not the. Yes. Okay, yes. Now I get what you're saying because I was like,
well, because
I don't understand why it doesn't matter.
I'm wondering why there's so many Peters and there's like a Gwen and a Miguel.
There's a Gwen, a Miguel, a Penny.
Ben
Riley is the Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, and when he but he's like, I found another universe where I was there and I took over and all that stuff, right?
And then she's
so I'm like, there are other universes with these people in them, but are they Spider-Man? And that what makes me wonder, like you were talking about, is Miguel also fucking guilty of what Miles has done?
Yeah. Okay, I'll put that out there on this. Miguel's whole story doesn't add up to me because he loses everything in his universe. So he jumps in. So the Miguel he finds a Miguel in another universe who dies.
That's right.
And then he comes in and just replaces him.
Yeah.
And that ended that universe, and he lost a family there
again. Yeah,
and I don't think he had a family in the other one. I think he just jumped in there because he didn't like his family. He didn't like his life in the other one. I can't remember.
I forget the whole story.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. But the universe ends because he replaced that Miguel. That doesn't add up because
he changed how things happened and blah 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 blah. There's a whole it makes sense when you listen to it, but you can poke holes in it for sure.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. I feel like Miguel is more guilty.
His story, you can poke holes in,
Miles.
But then afterwards when he explains like, hey, every Spider-Man's about sacrifice. Every Spider-Man deals with this. We know this because when it doesn't happen, shit goes wrong. But his story, a lot like Miles, is a lot different than everybody else's.
Yeah.
So you're like, what the fuck's going on with this guy?
Yeah. I just think that maybe he's the cause of this problem more than Miles is. Because Miles...
Yeah, is a symptom where he was the root cause.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he ended an entire universe because he fucked around and found
it's
out.
Spreading or whatever.
And
right?
Miles just happened to be in the wrong place. Miles had nothing. Miles wasn't looking for anything. He wasn't doing anything. He was just spraying graffiti with his uncle, got bit by a spider. A couple days later, he goes and does some
Spider-Man,
shit. Yeah.
and Spider-Man is like, whoa, dude, you're like me.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I got to go deal with this. I fucking...
Gives him a goober.
Chris Pine's so good in that.
Gives him a goober and sends him on his way, right?
Yeah. Oh, God. And I love Peter B. Parker in this movie. Again, still my favorite Spider-Man.
Like his life's and I do like that he's like he cares about Miles and they have that back and forth in the weird molten lava machine they were in or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be,
kind of heating vent or whatever.
But like at the end of the day,
I think it's some kind of geothermal thing.
But at the end of the day, he was kind of like, dude, my life is like I've got a lot going on and my life's kind of where we are. So like I've agreed to this plan and I'm gonna help, but at the end of the day, like I'm not all in on this.
No, well, and I love that when Miguel is just beating the shit out of him on the train, you just hear Gwen and Peter just being like, "Stop! What are you doing? Stop!" And then the heartbreaking line, this isn't what we talked about.
Yeah.
And that's when it all dawns on Miles that everyone is against him.
And again, Miguel's story aside, him explaining why canon events have to happen and why the fucking universe falling apart is a bad idea. I'm just kind of like, again, I understand that it's like, how can you just tell somebody, sorry, it's written in the cards, kid. There's nothing you can do. Why did they even tell him? Why didn't they just waste his time until it happened on its own?
See, and that's the thing.
And it seems like nothing is the Spot. And how could the Spot, who is an anomaly himself, be related to a canon event? And if Spider-Man already existed and he's none of it, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so excited for the next one, because there's a reason that everybody is kind of on board to like help Miles.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of like, I don't know, man, this all kind of seems a little fucking not on the up and up.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that he was just Miguel was unraveling over the whole thing.
He's very unhinged. Oscar Isaac's line reads on that train were fucking amazing.
Dude, his line reads the whole fucking movie are fantastic. Yeah. He's so good in that fucking movie.
They mixed him in with a little bit of humor with the slow moving platform, which I thought was good.
That was
too.
it's
slow. It's his thing.
It's slow. It's his thing. Hang on, he needs it. That was so funny. I liked Hobie. I liked how Hobie looked.
Was there the appropriate amount of time?
I think he'll probably be back in the next one. I don't think he was on the rooftop with the guys that were going to go rescue.
No, it was the original.
Oh no,
crew.
he gave
up. Her his.
Yeah, he's
his
out.
Thing.
He's out. That's right.
But I also wonder, how did he give the wristband, but also give back to his reality? I guess open the portal, take it off, give it to him.
Yeah, right.
Give it to Chief Stacy.
He chucked it off his wrist as soon as he walked in, dude.
No. He gave it to Gwen's dad.
Oh, that's
no.
right.
He just fucked off, and then Gwen's dad was like, "Yeah, some
dude,
super asshole who I wasn't very into showed up with this." And
that's right.
Yeah.
God, I love her dad. I remember it was driving me nuts who her dad's voice was, and I fucking. He's from Boardwalk Empire. He was Nucky's brother. He was in Kong Skull Island. He was in fucking Fast 4. He was the FBI agent that Ryan breaks the nose of.
Yes.
I love that guy. Shay something. I can't remember his last name, dude, but he's awesome in everything he's in.
Same. Yeah.
No, her dad was such a cool character. I love her dad. That's the other thing. 30 minutes we spend with Gwen, dude, and immediately on board with her dad and everything. It's just such a cool. God fucking damn it. I'm talking about Hobie, dude. I love his intro and everything, and I love that sporadically he just looks like that newspaper clipping, old style, like Sex Pistols type of art and everything. Like just he looks like Hobie most of the time, but every once in a while he turns into like pop art or whatever. Well,
that's the thing with the characters in general. When they're all kind of still and together, they look sort of similar, right? But as soon as as soon as they're in their own world or they're in action, they're in motion, they kind of have their own little things that they have. Like Miles is at a slower frame rate than
Miles is still at a slower frame rate than everybody else. But yeah,
yeah, it's a feat in filmmaking and animation, and it's crazy.
This movie deserves a nomination for at least Best Animated Film.
Oh, and the last one won Best Animated. This is a shoo-in.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
This is a shoo-in. Because I was like feeling Lord Miller got up there, and I was like, yeah, good for them. Love the Lego movie. Fucking love. There's another movie they did that I love.
Batman.
I have to think about it. Lego Batman. Did they do Lego Batman? I don't remember.
I thought Lego Batman was them.
Maybe. No, I'm thinking of they did like a live action. I'm off track here, but I believe that yes, this is like a Best Picture nominee.
Oh, dude. Yes.
And it's. I was talking about with you afterwards. I'm like, this. They're pushing animation forward. It's got this great script. It's so cool. It's very stylized. The soundtrack, all this shit that could be plugged into an original script, right? An original property.
Did they do 21 Jump Street?
Oh, they did do 21 Jump Street. There we go. That movie made fucking Kanye West not anti-Semitic anymore. And that's a true story. That's a real thing. He was like, I hate the Jews.
Oh, no.
Then he watched that movie and then he tweeted out, watch 21 Jump Street, don't hate the Jews no more.
Fucking why?
I don't know, dude. I guess
Jonah Hill
has that power.
Yeah. Wow, dude. Good for you, Jonah Hill.
Good for him. Good for you,
There's
Joe.
one thing you can actually fucking pat yourself on the back for.
Leave Jonah Feldstein alone.
You cured racism. In one man.
In one man. One unhinged lunatic. Anyway, but here's the thing: Sony wouldn't be throwing money at an original IP to do these things, right? So it's like it's that double-edged sword where I'm talking about this great feat in filmmaking, and it's like, and then I sound like a fucking neckbeard because I'm like, it's a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, I think about that every time we talk about like Infinity War, or Winter Soldier or Logan.
Yeah, Logan especially. That
one is. I love talking about that movie because it's one of the greatest films I've ever seen in my life. I love that fucking movie. It's the best comic book movie ever made.
He's gonna do it again with Indiana Jones.
Anyway, you fuck. But like I I do get what you're saying, where it's just like, but then we make up for it by talking about like Drive and
running with the devil,
running with the devil, running with the devil. No,
the red box keys are
fucking. But like we talked about the menu, and stuff like that. So we're not just talking. We're not just.
I'm not worried about I'm not worried about how we appear as
but
it
is odd that
but it's just like it's too bad that that's the world we live in, where it's like that like you're spinning up these studios, they're doing shit nobody's even seen before.
This
script is fucking rock solid, and it's like. And it's Spider-Man, which means people are going to see it, right? And it's like, so it's not. I live in this world, man.
I'm not an asshole. I just live here.
I don't make the rules, so I don't feel bad talking this way about a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
because that's just the way this shit works now.
Yeah,
fucking go see Oppenheimer then. Fucking make it the biggest movie of this year. All right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give me shit about being honestly the right amount of hyped about this movie.
What, me?
No, the
proverbial
the proverbial snob that might be out there. Like,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Best picture, the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Listen, Ryan, I'm gonna tell you right
now. But they also nominated both Black Panthers. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. God, the fucking disdain on your face, dude. It's just lingering.
The first one,
too.
Maybe. The second one, give me a break.
You're so angry.
Dude,
I'm looking at this man's face. He is the maddest man I've ever seen.
I can barely watch 911 with Brittany anymore. Not that it was a good show, but I can barely watch it anymore because I'm so mad at her. What's her fucking name? Who played his mom? Angela Bassett. Yeah, I'm so mad at Angela Bassett that like for that movie that I'm just like, I can't even watch you be a terrible cop on this show.
I like Angela Bassett. She was in Strange Days. She was awesome.
Dude,
I know.
She's not the first one.
I know.
I hate Michelle Pfeiffer as a person now because of Marvel. So
that's awful. Poor Michelle Pfeiffer, dude.
Yeah, I think she'll get over it.
Yeah, she'll be. Yeah, right. She's just sitting there, just being like, "Oh man, there's this guy."
I kept interrupting you.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Because we were talking about the proverbial snob.
Yeah. No, dude. I was gonna say, Ryan, those guys don't listen to our podcast. So
no, they don't.
We're golden.
They don't, and like it's all consumer art anyway, right? It's a form of entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, film matters, and all film matters. I believe.
And who cares about the fucking Oscars? It's an industry patting itself on the back.
Right? Yeah, dude. It's just actors and directors, and fucking you got guys like Spielberg being like, fucking some of the greatest movies that go to streaming services shouldn't count because they didn't go to the theater.
When he was the guy when Jaws didn't fucking win or get nominated. Yeah, fucking being like they're a bunch of old fucking out of touch pieces of shit. The cycle continues.
Well, that's what happens when you start making the money, man. You get to make all the decisions, and that's your whole goal.
And that's the thing. Like, this is a crowd pleasing fucking blockbuster movie. I think all I'm saying is it's a bummer that those don't exist without existing IP attached.
Yeah. Well, it's they take a shot on something like The Northman, and it makes no fucking money, and they're like, "This is why we don't do it."
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
like that was like that's
Look at this, fucking. We paid this bitch ass artistic fucking genius to make this fucking stupid Viking movie. They told us it was going to be an action film.
Not everybody,
and it's this slow burn.
Not everybody can be Denis Villeneuve, right?
Yeah, right.
So sometimes Mr. Eggman might be fucking more well suited to making these A24 lower fucking budget artistic like limited release streaming sort of movies. Why do we always have to why does everybody have to be Tarantino? Why do we have to or Rodriguez or whoever? Yeah. Why do we always have to be like, in the next step, fucking $1 billion blockbuster? It's like, come on, guys. I mean,
yeah, no, dude, I hear you, dude. It's like, who fucking cares if if somebody is able to break free of this algorithm, they fuck up and they give the wrong guy carte blanche. I by the wrong guy I mean the right guy. But they give him carte blanche. They're not going to give him notes or anything like that. They just let him run wild and do what he wants. You get really good fucking movies. You get Logan. You get Winter Soldier. You get Infinity War. You get Endgame. You get this.
Yeah.
Which is, just an artistic wet dream. Dude.
Yeah.
Like every illustrator in the world that I follow, every artist, and I'm not talking just comic artists, they're doing so many like fan art pieces for this movie, and it's so cool to see that this movie has struck a chord with like the artist community and stuff. I love it, dude. Like I said, it doubles down on all the right things, because everything they did right in the first movie that I was just like, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. All the artistic points of view, and stuff, and the cinematography and everything that goes on in it. And then in this one, they're just like, well, you liked that. We're going to crank that shit up to 11, dude.
And didn't lose what made it great.
Didn't lose the heart.
Yeah.
Didn't lose any of the story. Didn't lose any of the character. It's so good. Miles' story in this is so fucking good, where it's just, he says it, everybody keeps trying to tell me who I am. I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, that's fucking, mwah. And then just, oh God, the train scene is so goddamn good.
Yeah. And Hobie's biggest contribution to the thing was just like, why are you just doing the fingertips, man?
You got to use your palm.
The whole palm. And that just keeps coming back. And I'm just like...
Dude, I love that part where he's in the cell and he's just trying to get out. And Miguel's like, sorry, kid. That's the way it's got to go. Sorry, man. And then Hobie's on the outside like, use your palm, use your palm, use your palm.
And we never saw it happen, but he also clearly with Miles G. Morales was about to bust out of that thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, dude... Fucking a place that doesn't even know what a Spider-Man is, and the Prowler, and they're the same guy, and they're gonna have to fight. And I'm
so dope.
I'm so on board for that.
So dope, dude. But I'm like, are there two Prowlers, or is the original Prowler just taking a back seat because young money's coming up?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think maybe it was just like, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he did pass the torch.
Because him versus his uncle and himself is a cool fight. God.
But who knows? Maybe his uncle just never got involved because the dad died, so he had to take on this family role. But he's also a little bit of a ne'er-do-well.
He's over there fucking with pliers and shit, dude. He's gonna torture that kid, but he's gonna get loose. But
yes.
but fucking God, that was a great scene too when he sees his uncle. His uncle, yeah, dude. Because that was such a heartbreaking moment in the movie when fucking he takes the mask off and everything, and he realizes that it's Miles, oh God, that part fucked me up, dude. Because he was a bad dude, but he loved his nephew, oh God, dude. And then just you get the reverse of that in this when he sees his uncle for the first time and just gives him a big ass hug and everything. It's so good.
He's trying to talk him out of his life of crime as the Prowler. And he's like, I ain't even the Prowler.
He ends up in the fucking same position that he put Peter B in. He's on the fucking punching bag and fucking.
Yeah, that reoccurring theme is very funny.
It's very funny.
Thing. Yeah. It's just, it's the fucking best. It's just the best. It is.
I loved Hobie's last bit, dude, where he's just like, oh, by the way, I fucking quit, dude. Because Miguel's clearly off his rocker the entire time he's dealing with Miles, and I feel like that's what I liked about Hobie was barely.
He talked shit.
Yeah,
and he was
busting balls.
He was kind of full of shit.
Yeah,
and he kind of talked shit, but then when it came down to it, he did actually do what he said he was. Yeah,
Hobie was about.
I only go on these missions as a thing, but I think it's because he had a crush on Gwen too.
Yeah, definitely.
But
I think she's so fucking closed off because I think they're together in the comics, or they were.
And there's clearly something going on.
Yeah. No, I think, but she's so closed off and doesn't want to lose another. Yeah, doesn't want to lose Peter again. And Miles is so much like that Peter, from what I'm gathering, where he's so naive and so innocent, and but she doesn't. I don't think she sees like the way that Miles is, because Miles is naive because he believes in doing the right thing, and he's dedicated to that all the time, at no matter the cost, pretty much. Not so much to the people around him, but to himself.
Yeah,
like he will.
Yeah. They do that right at the beginning, right? Where like his whole academic career is on the line.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to give a shit. No, because he's out there doing his own thing.
That's being a kid, but that's also being a kid. Kind of being an idiot too. Right?
Yeah, see, but like I feel like that's his whole attitude, and he finally realized that was his whole attitude on the train, where he's just like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I've been doing my own thing. And that's. It was an empowering moment for Miles, and
it was good.
I think that him and Gwen, I don't think they're going to work out.
Well, yeah, they live in different universes, literally.
Well, yeah, but
I think they're gonna. I think the end of this, right? Because you can't make these forever, and I think the end of this is like we're probably gonna shut down, jumping from Spider-Verse to Spider-Verse.
Yeah, because this is clearly a problem.
Yeah, this is not going great.
No, I just
seemed like a bad idea.
But I'm not talking about that angle of it. That's the obvious angle. But I feel like because they both are so intractable in the way that they are, that it's not going to happen, dude. And that kind of makes
here's the
sad,
real bait.
Man.
Here's the real bait and switch, Josh, that I just realized.
So, oh shit,
is he going to meet the Gwen that lives in his universe? But also, would she be much older than him? Because she would be the age of Peter Parker, who was, 24 or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
So, that doesn't work either.
No. Oh, man. No, it'll be like Betty Brant and Peter Parker, where she was an older lady and he kept trying to get her to go to prom with him.
Yeah, maybe they'll do that.
God, that's dude, that was the other thing I liked, just because I know the guy that did the art for it. Seeing Spectacular Spider-Man from the old, I think it was a Nick cartoon or Fox, maybe, I can't remember, but there was the original Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon that was on the air.
It's probably Fox Kids,
mid 2000s, I think.
Oh, mid 2000s. Then probably not.
It came after the original series. That was a Fox.
That was the Fox Kids.
Yeah, and he's in there too. But seeing Spectacular Spider-Man in there, the one with Josh Keaton as the voice and everything, I knew the guy that animated that did the character design and everything for that. His name's Sean Galloway. I don't know him. I talked to him a couple times on a message board called Pencil Jack way back in the... All right. You fucking nasty.
We need to make this video.
He's doing the jerk off motion.
Pencil jacking over here.
Pencil jacking it off over here. But he was one of the artists on there. And like I talked to him a couple times, got a couple critiques from the guy on some of my stuff, and fucking I never went anywhere with my art. But he actually like I watched his early shit and stuff like that, and then just watching him, like the first animated thing he got was the Hellboy animated films and stuff, and that was cool. And then he started getting his own cartoon with the Spectacular Spider-Man and stuff. So seeing him come out, seeing that Spider-Man come up and having actual lines and stuff, that was pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
I love the cameos like that in there too, because like that whole time I was nerding out, being like, "Manga Spider-Man! Oh look, there's Spider-Man when he didn't have his mask. Yeah. He's got the paper bag on his head." And
I like that angle too, because it's like there's something it's gonna make somebody happy, right? Like somebody's gonna see something that like is very like personal to them, and be like, that was in there. That's fucking awesome. For me, I'm just gonna like, I don't know, I just like Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know people are really mad about the way they do Scarlet Spider in this. That's Ben Reilly, the one with the hoodie.
Yeah.
Still to this day, one of my very favorite Spider-Man costume designs, just the blue hoodie over the fucking all red.
Yeah.
I love that look. But it's a joke about the time period that guy came out in, because it was all very angsty and very dark and stuff. And I love Ben Reilly, and I thought it was a funny joke. So stop crying, guys. Nobody in this movie is the way they are. Like fucking Peter B. Parker is Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man.
It's either there
he's not that way at all.
It's either it's there for a joke, or like a nice little Easter egg for somebody. And if like your guy that you're into ended up being a joke, like, sorry, get over it. This is a fucking...
Plus he's voiced by Andy Samberg. Yeah. Come on, man. Oh, I was just over here having a thought about my terrible backstory.
Yeah. Super good.
God, so great. I guess I'll do that or whatever. Like when Miguel's telling him what to do. Okay, Dad.
Yeah, you know? Like, dude, I don't know. There's plenty of things I like. I love Star Wars. I like Harry Potter because I'm that age.
Yeah.
But like when people make fun of it, I'm like, it's funny because it's true.
Yeah. See, and
right?
That's the attitude we've talked about that before. Like people need to lighten up and know that you can make fun of the things that you
like.
Yeah. You know, like fucking Pete Holmes did a whole thing, the whole Street Fighter thing, the whole X-Men thing. Yeah. That shit's hilarious, dude. And I love the X-Men. I take the X-Men very seriously. I get mad when the movies are bad. I don't get mad when fucking Pete Holmes is firing Wolverine.
Exactly. I wonder if it's the same people who are like, you know, we gotta have the dark, edgy fucking Batman because
I need Superman to be a
I'm vindicated because I like a thing. So I wonder if the people who like Scarlet Spider are just like, no, he's cool, and you're making him suck. So now I'm an idiot because my entire personality is wrapped up into liking this thing.
Yeah, Ben Reilly is the only cool thing to come out of the Clone Saga, which was like a 3-year event, and it was fucking awful. But Ben was a cool character, had a really cool backstory, had a really cool story. He didn't have a backstory. He had a really cool story, except for the whole thing where like Peter Parker was the clone and Ben Reilly was Spider-Man the whole time. That shit was fucking stupid.
They really changed it up on me.
Yeah, it was stupid. But like just Ben when Ben started being his own dude and everything was really, really good. It was good shit. But yeah, lighten up, guys. Let's just all have some fun, man, and enjoy the movie that's kind of a comedy.
Yeah.
You know? Really well written comedy, you know? Barry kind of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... What do you think is going to happen in the next one? I have more to say. I could say stuff about Miguel because Miguel was the first Spider-Man I ever did anything with. I read Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Because I loved Peter Jackson's... Not Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings.
I am totally spacing on that guy's name, but he wrote X Factor, and I loved his X Factor. And then I started reading Spider-Man 2099 because it was the same writer, and I loved it. I loved it, and I loved the way that they did him in the movie because he's a lot. Again, like I was just saying with like Ben Reilly and Peter B. Parker and stuff, they're very much based on the Spider-Man that they are the name of, but he's different. Like I like a lot of the scenes where he's like running on all fours and stuff because Miguel was always more bestial in the comic because he's like something went fucked up with what made him Spider-Man, and so he ended up being somehow like half vampire, half spider.
Yeah.
And so he's all fucking weird and stuff, and he was always kind of a dick where like Peter has this very light-hearted, like I'm gonna make fun of you, but it's, you know, it's all in good fun, you know. Miguel was just an asshole. He was just a very cynical, when his jokes hurt, you know. Peter's jokes were just kind of dumb, you know. Kind of it and then in this he's just super serious and just very like annoyed and everything, and that's easily set off and stuff because he has a temper problem and stuff. I love the way that they did 2099. He's so good. My
thought is, all right, so they called back the old crew, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Nick Cage, Nick Cage was in this movie.
Nick Cage is coming back. Yeah.
We did the goddamn jingle. We did the goddamn jingle too soon because we're talking about another movie he's in. Shit.
What the fuck is Nick Cage up to?
Exactly. So they brought the crew back, right? So it's not like he's alone. But first of all, he's got to fight himself. He's got to fight Nega Scott. Turns out,
but he's got to fight Nega Scott. Turns out, not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. I'm getting crepes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like the ultimate goal is to take out Spot.
Yeah. So,
but he's got to get through himself. Miguel
has more resources to pull from.
Yes.
So
well,
I guess,
I wonder about that. Like, how is the spider fortress?
Well, and then I was wondering, I'm like, what is there going to be like fucking choosing a side? Then I'm like, you can't have too many spider people in one universe.
No.
And they know that. So it's going to be like, they're going to get out of the mess he's in
it's going to be
universe
these small
42.
teams. Yeah.
He's going to try to save his dad and probably fail. Or dude, I don't know.
Part of me wonders.
Miguel's going to have to come around, right?
Part of me wonders if Spot's going to take out Miguel.
Well, that's what by Miguel coming around, I wonder if Miguel is like, I actually made my own mistake and this is all my own fault and I'm going to take it. And then it turns out that you can save a police chief from time to time.
Yeah, or dude, I'm thinking something even more fucked up where Miguel and him are duking it out and Spot, because Spot is the way he is just like, no, man, he's my enemy. And then just fucks up Miguel. And then that's it.
Could be, but if Miles does what he's planning to do and then his entire universe starts collapsing, that's bad. So honestly, I have no fucking clue what they're going to do.
Right.
And that's why it's so exciting.
Yeah. I just wanted to theory craft.
Like they're going to win. Yeah, no. And I'm down to theory craft, but I'm like, I really don't know.
No, I don't either.
I don't either. I have no idea.
I'm just spitballing ideas.
Miguel, I think is either hiding something or is wrong in some way, right?
Yeah. Oh, Miguel is wrong. Miguel is wrong while being right, because that's what I love about Miguel is he's so right, but he's so wrong, you know?
Part of me wonders if it's going to be, and God, I hope not.
Because
it won't be this dumb, but I wonder if it's a bit of a Man of Steel thing where once his dad realizes that he's Spider-Man or whatever, like something happens and it's like his dad does something that gets himself killed and is like, there was nothing Miles could do about it.
Yeah.
And it reminds me a little bit of the Kevin Costner.
Don't just wave him off.
No, you could totally save me from this tornado.
Right. Nobody would even see you.
But just don't bother.
Don't do it. Yeah, don't do that. No. I think that's the other thing too, is he's got that. His dad
has to die.
Yeah.
That's Miguel's thing.
Yeah, that's Miles' thing too.
Miles' thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like, the thing is too, is he made that stupid fucking rule with everybody who had already gone through that.
Sure. Except for the Indian one, right? Because that's what happened. Is Miles? Miles fucked the whole thing up.
Yeah, Miles fucked the whole thing up, and then they're gonna have to try to contain it. Maybe
if our devices work.
Yeah. Fuck. But then, like, I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, wait a minute. So how many times have you done this?
Well,
before?
and what I wonder is if it's like, dude, my universe is already so fucked. Again, something will happen. Of course, I don't know. They have a lot of different angles they can come from. They could save him. They could kill him. Miguel could have a change of heart. They could do whatever. But I do love that. I just kind of wonder who's following Miguel and how are they going to react to him, to Miles having this crew behind him, right?
Jessica knows. I liked Jessica too, by the way. We didn't talk too much about Jessica. Yeah. She's not in the movie a lot, but I really liked her character.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird thing having like a pregnant lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was super funny her being like, "You're a terrible dad" to Peter B. Parker. I'm like, "You're pregnant."
Yeah, you know? Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I love Mayday too,
but
Mayday's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. It made for quite the intro, right?
Yeah,
when she's just this total badass.
She rides in on a fucking Harley.
So,
but he's got Jessica and Ben with him, and neither of them seem too psyched to be working with him. No one likes him. Like, that's the one thing I noticed. No one likes Miguel.
Nope.
They're just all trying to stop what they think is
Peter B.
evil.
Parker seemed to be the only one that was like even somewhat like joking and talking to him.
I feel like everybody likes everybody though, you know?
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, if you go back and watch Into the Spider-Verse, he was quite the dick for like 5 minutes, but still.
Yeah. Well, because he's a dick, but he's a good dude underneath it all. Like, I love that whole.
What are you doing?
Don't let him do this.
Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Making you feel guilty.
Making you feel guilty.
Is it working? No.
No. Yeah. All right. You know.
People like hearing that. It's the best.
Yeah.
The next one.
Probably.
Hopefully it continues on.
But yeah,
and honestly, since they made them at the same time,
yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're wrapping up production on it right now.
I'm sure there's a bunch of animation work and stuff, but I'm sure they wrote them and did a lot of line reads and all that stuff.
At worst, it's as good as the first one.
Yes, I'm like, it's literally just an extension of this movie.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes. And I went into this one, I guess I don't know if I said this already. I went into this one a little worried.
Yeah.
Because that first movie, I really downplayed it when we first talked about it.
You really did.
But that first movie was so good. I was like so scared. I'm like,
I spent so much time gushing over it though, you know?
They're making a sequel, man. Like, God, it's such a hard thing to try to live up to.
Right?
I think they're going to go too goofy with all these goddamn spider people.
And they didn't.
Ooh, I don't know. And then it just like absolutely destroyed.
Well, even the goofiest Spider-Man, the Tyrannosaurus Rex Spider-Man, like, what's his fucking canon event?
Yeah.
The extinction? You know?
We got an extinction event. Yeah, and it did not disappoint.
It was so good.
It didn't let expectations slow it down.
No. No, it didn't.
What a feat. What a feat, I will say. If you haven't seen it, and we've spoiled the whole thing for you, you should go see it immediately.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, and you're still here,
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, us bouncing around everywhere are not doing it justice. You need to go and experience it. There was loud children in our theater, and I feel like they disappeared for me.
No, you know what? I was aware of that kid the whole time. And when the movie first started, annoying kid. I was pissed. I was like, oh great. I waited a week. You fuck.
Ryan always puts me on the inside seat and gets really mad.
Like, I just fucking sit here and now this fucking kid, dead quiet through most of the movies.
Yeah.
Couple reactions in proper scenes. I mean, little kid.
Yeah.
She made me think of the one when we went and saw Force Awakens. I was like, oh no, there's a little kid here. And I was as into that as that little kid was. And then this kid, dead quiet, reacts when she is supposed to react. Doesn't make a fuss until the end credits when she's clearly just like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Enough.
This is 2.5 hours. I've been
Yeah.
stuck in here with you assholes. Take me home. She was a great kid. Fantastic kid. But no, man, I no annoying Spider-Man fans. I noticed that about these movies. When I went and saw Civil War, and then when I went and saw Homecoming, I was like, man, fuck Spider-Man fans. Jesus fucking Christ. And ever since then, I've been proven wrong about the majority of the theater-going experience with Spider-Man
weird, yeah, it's
fans.
a very weird crowd, right? Because in Endgame, fucking everybody's losing their goddamn mind when Spider-Man comes out of one of those portals.
Infinity War, everybody cried, and I was just like, why? Because he got the longest scene of everybody else just fades away, but Tom Holland gets like a whole like, oh God, I fucking hate that scene.
Because it's harder. Spiders.
Oh, please. Shut up. They're just like, oh, Tom Holland and Tony. I fucking hate that shit. I really do hate that shit.
We're well aware.
God damn it, dude. I know I'm in the minority. I watching a video the other day on the YouTube, and it was a guy talking about Jake Johnson's version of Peter B. Parker, and how to him best version of Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, well, vindicated. There's a YouTube video.
A guy agrees with me.
One guy on YouTube. There's a lot of views on this. Clearly, I'm in the right. But no, he listed his favorite Spider-Man of all time. He said, Tobey Maguire is my favorite Spider-Man of all time. And I was like, well, good. He said, Andrew Garfield is the best actor that has ever played Spider-Man. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's just factual.
Yeah. I was like, there's a fact. Yeah. And then he said, Tom Holland exists. And I was like, ooh. That's meaner than anything I've ever said.
There's a little bit of a disconnect. I don't know. It's a weird. There's a little bit of a disconnect. I feel like
the older he's gotten, the less people have cared, and the fact that he's never really done anything successfully outside of Spider-Man.
Well, and I feel like Tom Holland doing Peter Parker stuff, and then Tom Holland voicing shit that Spider-Man says. I'm just kind of like, they don't mesh all that great. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Fucking, I thought it was fine. Andrew Garfield's fucking great. Those movies fucking suck. I'm not gonna play revisionist history on them.
No, go for it. Yeah. No.
They blow. There's a reason that I'm glad they brought fucking Jamie Foxx back to play a good version of that.
Yeah, Electro was great in that movie.
But that's not what happened in that movie.
Nope.
That shit sucked shit.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 is a terrible Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a terrible fucking movie.
Yes.
No, well, and I like that you are fucking so hardline on your opinion on that movie. You're not going back and being like, oh man, he finally got his due. It's not, but like I was
It was
there.
nice to see an actor that I think did the character well do something.
Yes.
But no, we're not making another one. They suck shit.
No.
And he's old now.
Yes. I don't need another one. I'm not sitting there being like, oh man, under Garfield.
People keep talking about Spider-Man 4 as well. And I'm like, why?
No, because he's not going to, because if they do Spider-Man 4, he's not going to be the guy that you guys have grown to love. He's a different dude now. He's an adult now. He's not going to be the high school kid that you guys seem to insist on him being all the fucking time. Well,
I'm just like, no. Why don't we just, I don't know.
How about we just leave it at that? I don't know. I'm with you.
We have these movies. I'm sure that another in my lifetime, for sure, there's going to be more live action Spider-Man.
Oh, they will reboot Spider-Man again within the next 5-6 years. Tom Holland?
Probably not. I feel like that's the end of that.
I would like it to be the end. I liked that it ended where I wanted him to be. I was like, you and I were talking about it the other day.
Like I said, this is the Spider-Man that existed in this universe with these characters in a world that was supposed to be way different because Iron Man did what he did, right? Yeah. And exposed himself to the world.
Yes.
And that's why this one was so different. And that's why Spider-Man was different.
Yes.
But come near the end of it, they fucking did stupid bullshit and wizardry, literally. And they're like, and now he continues on as Spider-Man, the one you know.
Yeah.
And I go, that's kind of stupid, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, dude, I like that the costume's fucking homemade. And I told you, I was like, I got pulled in by the nostalgia. But that's what it was. But when I really sat down and thought about it, the very end of that movie is what I like the most because he's in a shitty apartment. He's got nobody. Yeah. Fucking the world hates him. J. Jonah is out there being a dick. And then he goes home. He makes his own fucking costume.
He should have looked at the camera and said, "I think you know what happens from here."
Yeah.
And then we just go, "Okay, we're done with this, right?"
Yeah.
We've seen this before.
Exactly. He jumped out the window and spider-webbed away.
Yes,
and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And if they leave it there, fantastic.
Yes.
If they keep going, whatever. I don't feel a responsibility to keep watching.
Exactly. Because I'll say it until I'm like fucking to the end of time, whatever. Fucking those first two movies, it was like, this is Spider-Man in this wacky ass stupid Iron Man exists world.
Yeah.
Right? That's why it's not Spider-Man.
Yeah. And
also, we've seen Spider-Man too many times.
Yes.
I don't want to see it again. And I know you disagree, but
No.
I mean, we've had the argument, but yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm like,
I would like to see
at least they left it at a point where it was like, we acknowledge that that shit was not how it was supposed to go.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about going forward, and I was like, I've never said that I want to go forward. Like, if we do, cool, but I'm not dying to see it. I love the way that movie ends. No,
I'm talking to the infamous homecoming.
The terrible fight we had. Yeah,
where it's mostly just me telling you you're dumb. Even though you made solid points, and I just went, yeah, sure, but fuck you.
I mean, you've made solid points aside from just, but fuck you, you know. But yes, no, but no, that's.
I want one more of these movies, and then let it rest.
Yeah, let's let Avi Arad build his stupid fucking supervillain universe.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see that.
God, Craven looks so fucking bad.
And then the problem is like, am I gonna have to watch Peter Parker fucking become Spider-Man again?
Yep.
Ugh, I don't want to.
No, you don't. And that was my praise for the first one, where it's like, I'm not watching Peter again. I'm watching a totally different dude with a totally different story become fucking Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I love that.
And that's the joke, and it carried into this one. Like, oh, let's go over it again.
Yeah.
And they were much snappier in this one, right?
Well, I love that Hobie in the middle of his backstory goes like, you think I'm gonna fucking tell you the whole thing?
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. No, it's great. It's just fucking great. These are so fucking cool, man. And I'm looking forward to the end of this little arc, man.
Same.
I'm hoping 3 is the end, because I don't know how much longer you can do these.
3 is the end, and then here's the real play. I just figured out what they're gonna do. I was just talking about, like,
he turns into live action Miles.
Yes. I gotta sit through all this bullshit and watch Peter Parker do his fucking thing again. I'm like, no. If they make a live action Spider-Man again, it's gonna be Miles.
It'll be Miles. Yeah. You don't bring in Donald Glover as the Prowler and not introduce Miles.
Yeah, that's what I think they'll probably do. And you know,
dude, and as long as he's as good as this animated Miles, or he's not gonna
as long as it's different and has its own identity, I'll be fine with it.
But the thing is it's not gonna look this good, and because nobody's gonna have the balls to do the crazy ass shit that they're doing in this movie. You know, again, I come back to it. Peter and Miles having that conversation, standing on the side of a building. But they set it up that you're watching them fucking vertically.
Him and Gwen literally sitting upside
down on the Empire State Building. Like, that's fucking fantastic, dude. They're not going to do shit like that.
No, they're not. They're not, and that's what I mean. It needs to have its own identity and its own purpose for existing.
Yes,
because otherwise, just watch these.
Just watch these, yeah. But like, oh god, yep. No, you're 100% right. But it bothers me that they never thought about doing angles or anything creative like that before. No. And that's what I love about these movies, where you're watching two characters have a character developing moment standing on the side of a building, you know, or hanging up, having this in-depth will they, won't they, you know, my life's this way, this philosophical kind of conversation going on. Sitting on the underside of the Eagles on top of the Empire State Building. That's fucking fantastic, dude. No one ever was just like, hey, how about we play with perspective? He's Spider-Man. He does whatever the hell he wants when it comes to gravity. You know, it's...
And here's the thing, man. The last thing we want is an adaptation of this.
Absolutely not. Because yes. No, like I said, you're 100% right, dude. But it breaks my heart knowing that when they do another live action movie, it's just going to.
It's not going to have this amount of style for sure.
Yeah.
And what I
and then like if it does, people are just going to, even if it just has the same kind of cool shit, people are going to be like, oh, it's across the universe.
It's an anime adaptation, fucking nightmare, right?
Yeah.
So.
But Miles did it first.
I wonder what, they had to have, I know usually at the end of production they start laying people off and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, I wonder if this Sony animation studio that they've
I want to see them do more.
They have all this tech and all this technique and all this new stuff that they've been doing. I'm just kind of like, what do they tackle next?
Where do they go next? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Question. That's a good question. What are they going to do going forward? Yeah,
what does Sony have the rights to, or do they let them?
Are they going to start doing more IP or original shit?
Or do they let them fucking write a movie and try to take on Pixar? or whatever. Who has been making What If Feelings Had Feelings? What If Toys Had Feelings? What if What If Water Had Feelings? That's the newest one.
Yeah.
I've got a lot downhill, but
I keep being told that I need to watch Coco. I heard Coco's really good, so I'll check out Coco.
But
I can't take much more.
But like,
Pixar.
why don't they become the new fucking Pixar, right? Like, let's start working on some shit, or use some IP. Who cares?
Well, where's DreamWorks, dude? The last thing they did was the last fucking How to Train Your Dragon.
Who did Puss in Boots? I keep hearing
that was DreamWorks.
I keep hearing. So apparently, it's like the greatest fucking. It's like one of the greatest fucking animated films of the last decade.
I thought that looked like shit,
dude. Everybody can't stop fucking raving about it.
All right.
It's a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, well, I'll fucking watch Puss in Boots.
But yeah, it's DreamWorks. Like everybody was so mad that Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio fucking movie won Best Animated Picture, and Puss in Boots did not. People were pissed.
It is an incredible achievement for stop animation, and that is about where the quality of that fucking movie ends. That movie fucking sucked. I didn't even talk about it. I hated that fucking movie, dude. The movie was so fucking dumb.
I think I made you say a little bit about it.
Yeah, no. I was mad because I was like, I love Guillermo del Toro. I hate this fucking movie. You know, like it's just Pinocchio's so fucking annoying. I could not stand that guy. I was like, how come no one's turned him into firewood yet? Fuck this kid. Fuck this kid. Oh, he joined the Nazi party. All right, whatever.
It happens.
Right? I mean, who among us hasn't joined the Nazi party? Jesus Christ.
All right, we can
keep going, dude.
We can keep going.
I think we're just talking in circles.
That's about it. All right. Listen up, fuckos.
Wow.
You can find us on all major podcasts.
That's the official name of our fans,
yes,
the fuckos.
Yeah. Like,
God damn
got
it.
the Swifties and the fuckos. All
Marvel
major podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think we're on Audible, Spotify, of course. Stitcher, not a thing anymore, I don't think.
No shit.
Yeah, and from what I understand, luckily I never paid that much attention to it or kept up with it, but I guess it sucked anyway. But
oh wow,
there we go.
Stitcher. I remember I tried to use Stitcher a couple times.
Yeah,
and it was weird.
They would download the file and then serve it themselves, so then it didn't count as downloads for your CPMs.
Yeah.
It was kind of a weird thing.
It was a bizarre thing.
So and literally like 0.1% of our listens came from Stitcher, so whatever. We are Mighty Fish Productions on YouTube. That's where you can find our original series, Classic Ketchup. Check that out. Still proud of it. More to come
at some point.
Yeah, I would say soonish, and I'll tell you why later, Josh.
Oh Lord,
I'll say soonish.
Oh man, there's a memo.
I have another.
Hang on.
I have another.
I just received the email.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a PowerPoint.
I was gonna say I have another PowerPoint, but where we are most consistently doing some stuff in between these episodes is twitch.tv/mightyfishtv, where you can watch us fucking around. Mostly Josh, but sometimes both of us. I might be in the chat, and that's fun. Fucking around on Twitch, doing whatever.
He's usually just yelling at me about the audio and my frame rate.
True. That's where you can find us more consistently. And those VODs are going to start going up on that same YouTube channel. So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all.
Right? That's good.
That's good, man.
You got anything to add? You can like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Smash the bell.
Yeah, you can. There's always a poll. If you're listening on Spotify, there's always a poll. I usually try to put something down there like, did you watch Black Adam? And like nobody answered, but I was like, see, nobody watched it.
Yeah, nobody watched it. Everybody hated it.
And then there's also like it's like, what'd you think of the episode? And you can post something there. You can
guys. Especially those of us that listen that know me. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, put it in the thing.
Go and rate and review us on any of these platforms that they give you the ability to rate and review. Yeah, we need that shit.
And if we get it, and if we get that more like consistently, we will just start addressing them on the show.
Yeah, we'll start.
So there can be a back and forth there.
Yeah,
right?
You guys can leave a comment and we will address it. Well, a couple guys that have left us comments. We've brought you up on the podcast.
Spotify, YouTube. There's a bunch of different ways, and we're at Mighty Movie Pod on Twitter. I can't believe I didn't bring this up. At Mighty Movie Pod on Twitter. When new videos go up, when new podcasts go up, when we're live on Twitch, etc., etc. That's a good place to follow us.
We're gonna try to get an Instagram up too.
Here we go. The Instagram.
Yes,
we don't have the handle to tell you right now.
No,
but there will be an Instagram as well. So that's another place that you could leave a comment. It'll probably be Mighty Fish TV? ? I said Mighty Fish IG, and then I was like, I can't. We can't just keep
tacking shit on. Yeah. No, we have to have a main hub. So Mighty Fish TV, Mighty Fish Productions, maybe.
It might be Mighty Fish. It might just be Mighty Movie Pod.
Yo.
Now that everybody's like, dude, we don't have one yet, so disregard.
We're working on it. But an Instagram is coming. If you like shorts,
we have a strategy.
And so we have a strategy. It was in a PowerPoint. We do the Instagram. People do the thing. We do the thing. Big money.
People love the Movie
Pod. Big money.
It's flawless.
It'll totally work out.
You saw the pictures.
I seen it.
Thank you so much for listening. I've been Ryan.
I am always Josh.
And we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.